We're here at RSPB Titchwell Marsh in Norfolk today. It's our first time back here since last summer's A149 road trip, and today is a brief respite from all the recent wind and rain, and our first port of call is the Island Hide. Looking out over the sunlit waters affords us excellent views of these birds. They're dunlin. These small wading birds can be seen in the UK all year round, but their numbers swell in the wintertime as thousands more birds fly into winter here. According to the RSPB website, around 9,600 pairs breed here in the UK between April and July. We watch these birds busily feeding in front of the hide, probing the nutrient-rich mud as they search for their diet of aquatic insects, snails and worms. Also feeding fairly close to the hide are teal, the males striking plumage illuminated by the bright autumn sun. They're one of the species of duck known as Dabbling Duck and can be seen in the UK all year round. Well, we're here in the Island Hide, and looking out on one of the islands there's a substantial flock of these birds, golden plover, now in winter plumage. Just to the right of the golden plover sleeps a line of avocet, and likewise lapwing. Watch a small group of brent geese fly in, calling as they do. They start to arrive in the UK in October, and most birds have left again for their breeding grounds by the following April. Suddenly, the avocet take to the air, which usually means a predator has been spotted. The golden plover are up too. It looks like a false alarm as all the birds quickly start to descend once again. As peace once again reigns over freshwater marsh, we watch this shell duck as it busily searches for aquatic insects, small shellfish and snails. We decide it's time to move on, and we head for the Hide. First of all, we enter the left-hand side of the hide, which overlooks the brackish marsh. There's not much on view from here, just shell duck and a small group of redshank. We move to the right hand side of the hide, which also looks out on the freshwater marsh, and just on the shoreline we see this bird. I've looked online and I'm pretty sure that it's a water pipit, and my identification is supported by an RSPB guide. And the last water pipit I saw and filmed was right here at Titchwell quite a few years ago. They're quite a rare sight in the UK. There's only a small number of birds winter here. The Hide looks back over the freshwater marsh in the direction of the Island Hide, and once again affords excellent views of the golden plover. Titchwell Marsh is a top reserve and attracts thousands of birdwatchers every year. Another duck species on view is the Wigeon. These grazing on one of the islands. The autumn light is changing all the time. One minute the sun shines and then is obscured by cloud. The sun returns once again, bathing the golden plover in autumn light. A small flock of birds descend to feed and drink. They're linnet. They're now in their winter plumage. In the breeding season, the males display beautiful pinkish red breast feathers. And now the Hide delivers much closer views of lapwing. As the avocets feed, we decide to take a walk up to the beach before heading home, on the way passing sleeping shoveler. We reach the beach and a cold wind blows in off the North Sea. At the sea's edge, oyster catcher feed among the rock pools, along with a few other species, namely godwit and turnstone. We've heard oyster catcher call all morning, but this is our first sight of them. we decide it's time, we thought about heading home, so we leave the beach and take the straight path back towards the visitors centre, which must be around about a mile away. On our way back, we take one last look at the beautiful golden plover and their beautiful honey brown plumage. And only a few metres from the visitor centre, we see movement in the gully below. It's a male muntjac that watches us, seemingly unconcerned with our presence. And that brings an enjoyable visit to RSPB Titchwell Marsh to an end. Really hope you enjoyed the film, and I'll see you next time.